Most people think losing strength as you get older is just part of life. But what if that wasn't true? Research from the National Institute on Aging found that nearly 70% of adults over the age of 65 struggle with simple movements like getting up from a chair or lifting a grocery bag, and the main reason, muscle loss. It starts quietly in your 40s and picks up speed every decade after that. But here's the catch: not everyone experiences this the same way. Some people in their 70s can still carry heavy shopping bags, do yard work, and walk several miles a day. Others the same age may need help just to get dressed. So what's making the difference? It's not just genetics or luck. It's the choices people make every day, small habits that either protect your muscles or slowly wear them away. In this video, we'll break down 7 habits that help older adults stay strong, steady, and active without needing fancy equipment or long workouts. If you've ever felt like your body is getting weaker with time, these habits might change the way you age. Before we jump in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling us how you stay active in your daily life. Let's get started. Habit number 7, hormetic stress, how a little discomfort can build strength. Many people believe that aging automatically means losing strength, but research shows that comfort, not age, is often the bigger problem. One of the most effective ways to stay strong into your 70s, 80s, and beyond isn't a supplement or a shake. It's mild, controlled stress. This is called hormetic stress, and it includes things like cold exposure, heat, fasting, or short periods of physical tension. You've likely felt it without knowing the science. A cold shower that jolts you awake, or a sauna that leaves you feeling relaxed and energized. These aren't just personal preferences. They trigger responses in your body that support muscle strength and overall health. Here's what happens. Short bursts of cold, heat, or fasting activate survival mechanisms in the body. These help protect muscles, boost energy production, and release repair hormones. For example, ending your shower with just 30-60 seconds of cold water can increase adiponectin, a hormone that helps prevent muscle breakdown. Regular sauna use, according to a Finnish study, can reduce muscle loss in older adults by 40%. Intermittent fasting, limiting meals to an 8 to 10 hour window, has been shown to improve muscle cell function by up to 10% in just 12 weeks. And there's more. Isometric contractions, pressing or pulling against something solid for just 5 to 10 seconds, can send the same signals to your muscles as a full workout without stressing your joints. The key is to not overdo it. These stresses work because they're short and controlled. Too much can have the opposite effect, but in the right amounts they activate genes that support strength and muscle repair. Most seniors skip this habit, not because it doesn't work, but because no one ever explains it clearly or it sounds too difficult. But now you know. If you're over 60, adding small amounts of controlled stress, like cold water, a short fast, or a brief muscle hold, can go a long way toward keeping your body strong. Next, we'll cover a habit that many seniors follow with good intentions, but that may be working against their muscle health without them realizing it. Habit number 6, protein timing. Why when you eat matters as much as what you eat. Most people know that protein is important for muscle, but many seniors don't realize that timing matters too. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein for muscle repair. This is known as anabolic resistance. Many older adults eat little protein at breakfast and lunch and then load up at dinner. But that approach doesn't give your muscles the support they need. Muscles only respond to protein in short windows after meals, roughly 3 to 4 hours. So if you're only getting enough protein once a day, you're missing chances to support muscle growth. Here's a better plan. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. That includes breakfast. So instead of toast or cereal, try eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein smoothie. For lunch and dinner, go with lean meats, fish, tofu, legumes, or dairy. In a study from the University of Texas, seniors who spaced their protein out during the day gained 1.2 pounds of muscle in 12 weeks without extra exercise or supplements, just by adjusting their meals. Even better, eating protein throughout the day helps with blood sugar, appetite, and even brain function. The bottom line is this: if you're making the effort to eat enough protein, make sure you're getting it at the right times. A small change in your daily routine can make a big difference in keeping your muscles strong. Up next, we'll look at the one vitamin that most older adults are low in and why that might be silently affecting your strength and balance. Habit number 5, vitamin D, the hidden threat to your strength. When people think about vitamin D, they usually associate it with bone health. But there's another important side to this nutrient, one that affects how well your muscles work as you get older. And here's what most people don't know. More than 80% of seniors don't get enough vitamin D, and many are completely unaware of it. What's often overlooked is that vitamin D isn't just helpful for bones, it's also important for muscles. That's because muscle cells have receptors for vitamin D. Without enough of it, they can't grow, repair, or function the way they should. A major study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors who had healthy vitamin D levels had 25% more muscle strength than those who were deficient. They also reacted faster, had better balance, and were less likely to fall, all of which are important for staying independent. But there's more. As we grow older, our skin gets worse at making vitamin D from sunlight. By the time someone hits their 60s, their skin might be making 50% less. That means even spending time in the sun may not be enough. The general recommendation is 600 IU per day for older adults, but research has shown this isn't always enough. Many experts now suggest between 2,000 and 4,000 IU daily, especially if you aren't regularly eating foods like fatty fish or fortified dairy, or if you're not out in the sun much. However, there's an important detail to keep in mind. If you take higher doses of vitamin D, you also need enough vitamin K2. Without it, calcium could end up in your arteries instead of going where it's needed, in your bones and muscles, which can raise your risk for heart issues. Vitamin K2 is found in foods such as fermented soy, natto, hard cheeses, egg yolks, and organ meats. So what should you do? Ask your doctor to check your vitamin D levels with a blood test. The goal is to have levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. If needed, you can take a D3 supplement, preferably with K2. Try to include more foods in your diet that are rich in both D and K2. And if possible, aim for 15 to 20 minutes of midday sunlight. It's a simple habit, but getting your vitamin D levels right can make a big difference in staying strong and mobile instead of gradually becoming weaker. Up next, we'll go over one of the most overlooked reasons why older adults lose muscle and how something going on inside your gut could be quietly draining your strength. Habit number 4, chronic inflammation, the quiet force that weakens your muscles. Most people hear the word inflammation and think of swelling, redness, or pain. But there's another type, one you can't feel, that may be even more harmful. It's called chronic low-grade inflammation, or inflammaging, and it's now being recognized as a major reason behind muscle loss in older adults. Here's what's going on inside the body. As we age, small amounts of inflammation can start to build up. This often comes from things like poor sleep, imbalanced gut bacteria, ongoing stress, or undetected food sensitivities. It doesn't cause clear symptoms right away, but over time, it slowly chips away at your muscle strength. A key study from Tufts University discovered that older adults with higher levels of inflammation lost muscle 3 times faster than those with lower levels, even when they were eating the same amount of protein and exercising regularly. Why does this happen? Inflammation blocks the signals your body uses to grow muscle. In other words, it makes building new muscle harder and breaking it down easier. But there's some good news. The most resilient seniors, sometimes called superagers, tend to have one key thing in common. They take steps every day to keep inflammation in check. Here are a few helpful habits. Make sleep a priority. Going to bed at the same time each night in a completely dark room can lower inflammation markers by as much as 40%. Focus on gut health. The gut is a major source of inflammation, especially in older adults. Superagers often eat 30 or more types of plant foods per week, along with fermented options like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut to support healthy gut bacteria. Keep workouts balanced. Physical activity is important, but overdoing it can increase inflammation. Many older adults do best with steady, moderate movement most days and just a couple of short, high-intensity sessions each week. Include anti-inflammatory foods, nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish, curcumin from turmeric, polyphenols from berries, green tea, and olive oil can help reduce inflammation and protect muscle. Aim for 2 to 3 grams of omega-3s per day for the best effect. Not sure where your inflammation stands? Ask your doctor for a high-sensitivity C-reactive protein test, HSCRP. It's a basic blood test that can show whether you have hidden inflammation. Most superagers keep their levels below 1.0 milligrams per litre. Many others unknowingly walk around with levels 3 to 5 times higher. Bottom line, if your body is always dealing with low-level inflammation, even the best workouts or diet plans might not help your muscles. First, calm the inflammation, and your strength will have a better chance to improve. Next, we'll look at a group of micronutrients that quietly support your muscle health behind the scenes and how missing them could be holding you back. Habit number 3, micronutrients, the underrated allies behind muscle maintenance. Protein, carbs, and fats usually dominate the conversation about diet, but if you're over 60 and want to maintain your strength, there's another piece of the puzzle you shouldn't overlook. Micronutrients. Think of them as the behind-the-scenes support crew. They don't build muscle directly, but without them, your body can't fully process protein or benefit from the exercise you're doing. Here's the issue. Most older adults are lacking at least one of these nutrients and aren't even aware of it. Let's begin with a major one, magnesium. It's often overlooked, even though it's involved in over 300 muscle-related chemical processes, including generating energy, muscle movement, and recovery. Yet more than 70% of seniors fall short on magnesium. In a particular study, older adults with proper magnesium levels had a 30% stronger grip and better overall physical function than those who were even slightly deficient. To boost your magnesium intake, include more leafy greens, beans, nuts, seeds, and a small amount of dark chocolate in your meals. Next is creatine. While many associate it with bodybuilders, it's actually useful for everyone. Creatine helps your muscles store energy and supports both physical and mental performance in older individuals. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams has been shown to improve muscle size, power, and even brain function in seniors, especially when paired with strength training. Then we have vitamin B12, which becomes more important as we get older. That's because our ability to absorb B12 drops significantly with age, especially if you take medications like proton pump inhibitors or metformin, which are common among seniors. B12 plays an essential role in nerve function, energy levels, and muscle signaling. The most useful form is methylcobalamin, a methylated version of B12, not the synthetic kind that's often included in basic multivitamins. Trace minerals are also important. Zinc helps with muscle healing and supports the immune system. Selenium shields muscles from oxidative damage. Chromium helps insulin work better, making it easier for nutrients to reach your muscles. A long-term study from Tufts University found that seniors who had healthy levels of these nutrients held on to 22% more muscle mass over a 5-year period than those who were lacking them. So what should you do? Don't just assume. Ask your doctor to run a micronutrient panel so you know where you stand. Focus on eating whole foods that are naturally rich in vitamins and minerals. Use supplements carefully and only where they're needed based on actual test results. Because no matter how much protein you eat or how often you work out, you won't get the full benefit without the right micronutrient support working in the background. Coming up next, an interesting look at the brain-muscle link and why maintaining one specific pathway might be the key to staying strong, well-coordinated, and independent as you age. Habit number 2, neuromuscular connections, the overlooked key to staying strong with age. When people think about losing muscle, they usually imagine shrinking muscles or not getting enough exercise. But what if the real issue isn't in the muscles at all, but in how your nervous system connects to them? That's the reality. The pathway between your brain and muscles, called the neuromuscular junction, plays a major role in helping you stay strong, coordinated, and self-sufficient as you get older. And once that connection starts to break down, which can happen faster than most people think, no amount of exercise or protein will completely bring back your strength. Here's what happens. After turning 60, the connections between nerves and muscles begin to weaken quickly, unless you make a consistent effort to keep them strong. You can think of it like a power cord. If the wiring is damaged, it doesn't matter how powerful the machine is, the signal just won't make it through. The upside? New research shows that certain habits can help protect or even rebuild these brain-to-muscle signals, keeping older adults strong, mobile, and mentally alert. So what's their strategy? First, they train coordination, not just raw strength. Exercises that involve timing and precise movements, such as dancing, ping pong, tai chi, or tennis, challenge your brain and nervous system in ways that basic walking or lifting weights don't. A study published in 2020 found that seniors who did coordination-focused activities twice a week were able to keep their neuromuscular connections 31% better than those who stuck to traditional workouts. Second, they give their nerves the nutrients they need. Substances like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine help protect the neuromuscular junction from damage caused by oxidative stress. Active forms of certain vitamins like B1 as benfotiamine and herbal compounds like huperzine A have also been shown to raise levels of acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for muscle activation. Third, they stimulate the vagus nerve. It might seem strange, but simple breathing exercises like box breathing, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4, can boost parasympathetic activity and improve how your brain signals your muscles. According to recent studies, doing this for just 5 minutes a day can improve neuromuscular function by up to 15%. Fourth, they keep their minds active. There's a strong link between brain health and muscle control. That's because the brain networks that handle memory and thinking also help coordinate movement. One study from Columbia University showed that older adults who regularly did mentally stimulating tasks, such as puzzles, learning new things, or memory games, had better neuromuscular function than those who didn't. So even though most fitness advice focuses on physical workouts, those who age well know this. If the brain isn't trained, the muscles won't respond properly. And the best part? These habits don't require a gym or expensive gear. They're easy to do at home and can be enjoyable too. Up next, the number one habit that researchers say comes closest to being an actual anti-aging method, and it's probably not what you expect. Habit number 1, progressive resistance training. This is the most effective anti-aging habit. If there's one routine that clearly separates strong, independent 80-year-olds from those who are weak and inactive, it's this one. It's not about taking supplements. It's not about eating so-called superfoods. It's not even walking, swimming, or doing yoga, though those activities are beneficial too. It's progressive resistance training. According to researchers at Tufts University, it's the closest thing we have to an anti-aging solution. Here's the reason why. After turning 30, most adults begin losing muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% every 10 years. That number increases significantly after 60. But this isn't just about how your body looks or your athletic ability. When you lose muscle, you also lose strength, balance, mobility, metabolic health, and independence. And here's a key point many forget. Staying generally active isn't enough to keep your muscles intact. To hold on to weak muscle or to build it up as you get older, you need to challenge it. That's where progressive overload becomes necessary. People who age well stick to 4 basic principles. First, they train with intensity, not just movement. A short, focused strength session with real effort has a greater impact on aging muscles than hours of light exercise. In fact, a study from McMaster University showed that just 2 weeks of high-effort training resulted in more muscle gain than 5 weeks of moderate workouts. The goal isn't to lift the heaviest weights, it's to safely reach muscle fatigue. That moment when you can't finish another rep with good form, that's when growth starts. Second, they choose compound exercises. Rather than isolating muscles with moves like curls or leg extensions, they go for full body movements that reflect daily actions. That includes squats or sitting and standing from a chair, push-ups, even against a wall, rows or pulls using bands, and deadlifts or proper hip hinges. These types of exercises work multiple muscle groups at once, trigger helpful hormones, and build strength you can actually use every day. Third, they make sure the challenge increases over time. Sticking with the same light dumbbells forever won't work. These individuals keep track of their progress, even if it's just a simple notebook, and try to do slightly more each week. That could mean more reps, heavier resistance, or longer time under tension. Fourth, they slow down their movements, especially during the lowering part of each rep. This phase, called the eccentric portion, places extra tension on the muscle and encourages more growth, all while being gentler on the joints. It's one of the safest and most effective strategies for older adults to increase strength. And here's the most surprising part. Even people in their 70s or 80s can benefit greatly. A 12-week progressive strength program helps seniors gain more than 3 pounds of muscle and increase strength by 35%, according to a study from the University of Alabama. Along with improved muscle came better cognitive performance, stronger bones, and better blood sugar levels, all from just 2 30-minute workouts a week. Still, many older adults skip resistance training entirely, either because they think it's unsafe or assume it's not suitable for their age group, but the actual risk lies in avoiding it. Without strength training, muscle loss is going to happen, and with that comes increased risk of weakness, falls, and dependence. So if there's one habit you decide to adopt from this video, let it be this one. Progressive resistance training is safe, practical, and effective, no matter where you're starting from. And if you're unsure how to begin, a qualified trainer, physical therapist, or even an online program can help guide you step by step. There you have it. 7 science-supported habits that help older adults not only handle aging, but actually improve through it. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or even older, it's never too late to become stronger, sharper, and more capable than before. Because aging doesn't mean you have to slow down, not when science tells us exactly how to eat smarter, train more effectively, and live with greater strength by focusing on one habit at a time. So here's a challenge for you. Pick just one habit to begin with today, not all 7, just one. Maybe that means adding 30 grams of protein to your morning meal. Maybe it's doing a 10-second isometric hold. Or maybe it's simply stepping outside to get some sunlight for your daily vitamin D. Whatever you choose, approach it with purpose, then add on over time, because the effort you make now is an investment in your future self, the one who's still exploring, dancing, and enjoying life years from now. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which habit caught you off guard the most? Are you already practicing any of these without even noticing? Do you know someone over 70 whose strength motivates you? Leave a comment and tell us your story. You never know who might benefit from it. And if you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and pass it along to someone who could use a little motivation to get stronger today. Your next chapter starts here. Let's make it a strong one.